Hello students, today we will discuss the next chapter, emetics and antiemetics. First of all, we will discuss about emetics. Emetics, these are the drugs that are used to induce vomiting. Examples are apomorphine and ipecacuanha. There are only these drugs which are used as emetics. In case of emergency conditions, strong salt solutions may also be used as a emetic. Vomiting needs to be induced only when poison or some toxic substance has been ingested. Now we will discuss the mechanism of action of emetics. Vomiting occurs due to stimulation of vomiting center situated in medulla oblongata. You know that in medulla oblongata there is a vomiting center, and when this vomiting center is stimulated by some stimulus, then vomiting occurs. And in this vomiting center there are two important areas. These areas are CTZ and NTS. CTZ and NTS. CTZ is chemoreceptor trigger zone and it is located in area proxima, and NTS is the nucleus tractus solitarius. So these are two areas, CTZ and NTS. These are the two important areas in the vomiting center, or you can say in the brain, for the afferent impulses arising in GIT and throat. Means the impulses which are arising in GIT or in the throat, these are relayed to these areas, and from these areas the vomiting center is stimulated, and when the vomiting center is stimulated then vomiting occurs. CTZ and NTS express various receptors like histamine, H1, dopamine, D2, serotonin, 5-HT3, cholinergic, M receptors, and opioid mu receptors, through which the emetic signals are relayed. All these receptors are present in these two areas, CTZ and NTS, and when these receptors are stimulated, then these areas are stimulated. Vomiting may occur due to unpleasant sensory stimuli such as bad odor, severe pain or fever, or it may be some cytotoxic drug or radiation or toxin. So all these acts as the stimulus for these areas or the vomiting center, and when any of these stimuli stimulate the vomiting center, then vomiting occurs. Now in this picture you can see that any unpleasant stimuli, it stimulates the cortex region of the brain, and from the cortex the signal is relayed to NTS and CTZ. CTZ is the chemoreceptor trigger zone and NTS is the nucleus tractus solitarius, and both these areas have multiple receptors like H1, D2, 5-HT3, M and mu receptors. When these areas are stimulated by different stimulus like unpleasant stimuli, maybe it may be bad odor or some bad smell or motion, autotoxic drugs, disturb equilibrium, then they stimulate the vomiting center, or other stimulus may be gastric irritation, radiation or some cytotoxic drugs. So all these stimulus, when stimulate these areas, then vomiting center is finally stimulated and vomiting occurs. Now we will discuss the drug. Here the examples of emetics are, first is apomorphine. It is semi-synthetic derivative of morphine and it acts as a dopaminergic agonist on CTZ. It acts as a dopaminergic agonist on CTZ and it is a semi-synthetic derivative of morphine. If injected by the intramuscular or subcutaneous route, then it is given in the dose of 6 mg and it acts within 5 minutes and induce vomiting. Such kind of drugs should be used in case of poisoning. It should not be used if respiration is depressed because it has CNS depressant effect, and especially on the respiratory center. Respiratory center is already depressed by this drug, so it should not be used if respiration is depressed. Now the other drug is ipecacuanha. Ipecacuanha is obtained from the dried roots of Syphilis ipecacuanha. It contains imatine and it is used as a ipecac syrup. Its dose is 15 to 30 ml in adults and 5 ml in children. Now the contraindications. Contraindications of emetics are: all emetics should be contraindicated in, first of all, in the case of acid or alkali poisoning due to the risk of esophageal injury. Your esophagus may be damaged if you are using emetics in case of acid or alkali poisoning. Second contraindication is in the case of CNS stimulant drug poisoning. If there is the poisoning of some CNS stimulant drug, then emetics should not be used because of the risk of convulsions. Then third, in the case of kerosene or petroleum poisoning, because chances of aspiration of the liquid are high. If you use emetics in case of this poisoning, then the liquid may go into your lungs. Then next is in the unconscious patient, because unconscious patient may aspire the vomitus because laryngeal reflex is not working. If the patient is unconscious, then his laryngeal reflex is not working and the vomitus may be aspired into the lungs. And last, in case of the morphine or phenothiazine poisoning, this is important. In case of morphine poisoning, emetics are ineffective. Now we will discuss about antiemetics. So first of all, we will do the classification. Now, antiemetics are the drugs which are used to suppress vomiting. Classification of antiemetics are: first class is anticholinergics. Anticholinergics in this class, examples are hyoscine and dicyclomine. Then second class is H1 antihistaminics, examples promethazine, diphenhydramine, cyclizine, meclizine and cinnarizine. Then third class is neuroleptics, example chlorpromazine and haloperidol. Then fourth class is prokinetic drugs. In prokinetic drugs, examples are metoclopramide, domperidone, cisapride and mozapride. The next class is 5-HT3 antagonist. Here the examples are ondansetron and granisetron. And the last class is adjuvant drugs. Here the examples are dexamethasone, benzodiazepine and cannabinoids. So this is the classification of antiemetics, and in the next class we will do the details of these drugs.